Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. And we begin with a teacher in Florida making sure her fifth graders know just how much she misses them. Raina Overmeyer spent the weekend driving around the city of Naples, leaving messages in chalk on the driveway of all her Laurel Oak students. Mrs. O's district is among the thousands across the country that have switched to online learning, but she went the extra mile to make her message more personal. The trip to all 26 homes took her 5 hours, and she nearly finished completely on the down low until one student caught her in the act. Her reaction, Mrs. O told the Naples Daily News, made the 5 hours totally worth it. Former Vice President Joe Biden hasn't locked up the nomination yet, but that technicality hasn't stopped him from pondering possibilities for his number two. Very soon, he says, he'll begin vetting or doing background checks on a short list of at least 6 women as his possible running mate. He didn't give any hints as to who he might pick, but said he did consult with his former boss, President Barack Obama. As far as actual voting is concerned, some election officials are calling for the remaining primaries and maybe even the November election to move entirely to mail-in ballots. But at this point, no final decision has been made. The Great Barrier Reef is losing its color again. Scientists say the vibrant corals off the coast of Australia have been hit by their third major bleaching event in just the past 5 years, turning the pinks and oranges a ghostly white. The cause, they say, is heat stress from the rising temperatures and warming oceans associated with climate change. The bleaching process doesn't necessarily kill the corals, but does make them more vulnerable to disease. And when it happens frequently within a short time span, there's not enough time for the reefs to recover. Keeping an eye on the reefs and all things climate is Greta Thunberg. But today, she's sharing another message with her followers. The 17-year-old activist says she and her dad likely caught the coronavirus on a recent trip to Germany. They don't know for sure because in Sweden, the tests are reserved only for those in need of emergency treatment. Greta says she and her dad are getting better by the day, but she urges young people to pay attention to their symptoms, even minor ones, so they don't unwittingly pass the virus to people in high-risk groups. Hollywood A-listers have a similar message. Night at the Museum star Ben Stiller and Deadpool's Ryan Reynolds are among the many stars shooting videos to urge fans to be responsible and heed the advice of health experts. Terminator star and former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger even took a jab at oblivious college students. In his stay-at-home public service announcement, the former bodybuilder says that means you too, spring breakers. Maybe the message is sinking in. A teenager from Ohio who drew outrage for downplaying the disease to a TV reporter while frolicking on a Miami beach yesterday publicly apologized for his insensitive remarks, especially, he says, because he has elderly relatives at risk. Finally, some good news from Wall Street. The collection of stocks known as the Dow Jones soared more than 2,100 points yesterday, its biggest single-day gain since 1933. The reason? Congress and the White House are close to making a $2 trillion dollar deal that would help the U.S. economy rebound from the punch it's taking from the coronavirus. Doing their part to help during the crisis, the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team. They ordered up 400 pizzas to support local Pittsburgh businesses and had them sent to Allegheny General Hospital for the doctors and nurses on the front line. And that's it for KidNuz this morning. Now our KidNuz quiz. How did a Naples, Florida teacher reach out to her homeschooling students? With a chalk message on their driveways. What is causing the Great Barrier coral reefs to lose their color? Bleaching caused by climate change. Why did an Ohio teenager have to apologize? He made insensitive remarks about the coronavirus. How many points did the Dow Jones climb yesterday? More than 2,100, the biggest single-day gain since 1933. In One for the Road, Why not take some of the extra time we all have in our days right now to learn another language? Would it sound more appealing if you could do it with the most famous K-pop band on the planet? BTS is launching a series of Korean language teaching videos using reassembled footage from the band's videos. The videos will be about 3 minutes long, introduce simple Korean grammar and expressions, and be free of charge on the platform Weverse. Our birthday shout-outs today go to Sawyer in Auburn, Alabama, Carmela in Richmond, Virginia, Reagan from Manhattan Beach, California, Dawson in Alexandria, South Dakota, Andres in California, Nathan from Succothana, New Jersey, Sophia in Moraga, California, Adley in Tampa, Florida, and William from Houston, Texas. Belated birthday wishes for Jason in Spring Hill, Tennessee, and Lucille in Sammamish, Washington. And we tip our hats to Mrs. Felix's class at Fox Creek in Bloomington, Illinois, and Ms. Hessie's students in Auburn, New York. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.